Good morning friends, I am Rameshwar Jaju. Topic for discussion is GATT, WTO and IPR, that is intellectual property rights. Before moving ahead, take a short look about the history of these organizations. During 1930 there was Great Depression. So during that time international trade hampered a lot. So many countries apply a strategy of restrictions to safeguard their own economies. To solve the problem, three organizations were established during that time. These are, first one is the IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. We call IBRD now World Bank. Second one, IMF, International Monetary Fund, which was established in the 1945. The third one, ITU, International Trade Organization. Now we deal with the GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. Related to the GATT, there are different objectives of GATT. Objectives like providing equal opportunity to member countries. Second one, minimize the restrictions during the trade. At the same time, third one is increase the international trade up to a greater extent. Apart from this, restrictions of barriers during the international trade. The barriers like imposing different types of duties, bounties like this. Apart from the objective, there are different rounds held in the GATT. There were 8 rounds were taken in the GATT. Out of these 8 rounds, first 6th round are dealing with the tariff barriers. 7th round deals with the non-tariff barriers. Non-tariff barriers includes mainly IPR, intellectual property rights, dumping, anti-dumping measures. And 8th round takes place at a place Uruguay. So again 8th round is called as Uruguay round. In 8th round, there is no consensus among the member countries. During that time, the Director General was Mr. Arthur Duncan. So he prepared one draft. The draft named as Duncan's proposal. The draft named as Duncan's proposal. So according to this proposal, on December 12, 1994, GATT is converted to WTO, and hence WTO came into effect from 1st January 1995. So you say that WTO, World Trade Organization, came into effect from 1st January 1995. There are different limitations for the GATT, so that GATT is converted to WTO. So we make a certain type of differences between the GATT and WTO. First is about the nature. The nature of GATT is nothing but the provisional one, while WTO is permanent in nature. Second one, members. In GATT, members are nothing but the contractual parties, while in WTO there are permanent and fixed member. Third one is related to the different types of bodies. In GATT there are very few bodies, and it is related to the agreements, that is the multilateral agreements. While in case of the WTO, the bodies like DSB, Dispute Settlement Body, again TPRB, Trade Policy Review Body, these bodies are specifically there. About the structure, GATT is typically concerned to the different types of trade related to the goods, while WTO concern different types of trade related to the goods, services, again at the same time TRIPS, that is trade related intellectual property rights. So these are the differences. Apart from these, another difference is like establishment year, which is already taken. GATT established on the year 1945, 1st January 1945, while as WTO established on 1st January 1995. So this is nothing but the difference between the basic difference between the GATT and WTO. At the same time, we could say that GATT, the coverage of GATT is somewhat less coverage is there, while WTO is broad in concept. Now we move on to second concept, that is WTO. WTO is nothing but World Trade Organization, which was established in the year 1st January 1995. It was created by Uruguay Round. The headquarters or head office of WTO is at Geneva in the country Switzerland. Keep in mind, WTO is important not only in the different types of, not only in the courses of undergraduate and postgraduate, but still it is important for different types of competitive exam. Nowadays, different questions from there for WTO concept and on the IPR concept. Currently, the member countries for WTO are 164, in which 164th country is Afghanistan and 163rd country is Liberia. So this is nothing but a short introduction about the WTO. Now we move towards the basic objective of WTO. Related to the basic objective of WTO, it provides a great platform for international trade, which is needed in nowadays. Again, it provides different types of employment opportunity for number of people across the globe. At the same time, WTO take care about the sustainable development of the nature, sustainable development of the country, protection of the environment. Apart from this, increasing the standard of living of human being. So these are the basic objective of the WTO. Now we move towards the structure of WTO. With concern to the structure of WTO, the main body is Ministerial Conference. It is nothing but the highest authority of the WTO for policy making. Every 2 years it was revised. Second one is the General Conference, General Council. In General Council, every country has its own member for the General Council. So nowadays 164 members are there in the General Council. Now related to the different bodies, WTO consists of different types of committees. First is the different committees on, it includes different types of committees on trade, environment, balance of payment, budget, like this way. Second one is the trade for different types of goods. The goods includes agriculture, SPS measures, sanitary and phytosanitary measure, market access. Third one is trade on different types of services. The services which includes services like financial services, civil aircrafts, government services, like many others. And the fourth one is the TRIPS, trade related intellectual property rights. We could see later on about the TRIPS. Apart from these four, there are two main bodies for WTO. The bodies are DSB and TPRB. DSB is the dispute settlement body. The main aim is to solve the different types of disputes among the member countries. And TPRB is the trade policy review body. With the help of TPRB, we could make a proper revision, proper review of the trade policy every year. Now we move on to different types of functions of WTO. Related to different functions of WTO, it increases the real income of the country. At the same time, it is helpful by means of the globalization. Different types of disputes could be settled easily in WTO. Revision of trade policy over a period of time. At the same time, it creates a big platform for trade. So these are the functions of WTO. Now we deal with the TRIPS, that is trade related intellectual property rights. Under WTO, there are several intellectual property rights notified. These are trade related intellectual property rights, that is TRIPS. So there are 7 intellectual property rights in WTO. 7 intellectual property rights in WTO. These are patent, copyright, trademark, geographical indication, that is GI, industrial design, trade secret, integrated circuit and new plant variety. These are 7. Now see one by one. First one is the patent. Patent is nothing but the grant from the government given to inventor. It is nothing but the grant from the government to inventor to make use, reuse and vend to the inventions. That is the patent. Generally, according to IPA, Indian Patent Act 1970, there are 4 different nature of patentable commodities. These are for process, machine, manufacturing and for composition of matter. So these are the 4 nature for patentable commodities. Again, we could say that we could classify the patent there with the help of 3 different types. The types like utility patent, design patent and plant patent. Now we move towards second one, copyright. It is nothing but the exclusive right given to the original work in relation to literacy, drama, musical work. Generally, it is given in 2 formats, that is the cinematographic and another one is the photographic. Copyright Act was established in the year 1957. It is amended 2 times, first of all in 1994 and second time in 2002. Now we move towards third, that is the trademark. So trademark is nothing but the distinctive sign A distinctive sign, symbol, name or combination of all of these given to the manufacturer. With the help of that, he could distinguish his product from the market. This is the trademark. Now we move towards the fourth. Fourth one is the GI, that is geographical indication. So GI refers to the product which gives producers the right to use the name of the geographic territory. We could take example like basmati rice in India and subcontinent. Second example, cheddar cheese, where cheddar is one of the region in UK. And third one example, that is the champagne, that is the wine produced in France area, champagne. Fifth one is the industrial design. Fifth one, industrial design. New Design Act 2000 make a provision for protection for industrial designs, typically for the different types of product blueprints and architecture plans. Again, its main aim is to protect the designs and promote innovations. Sixth one, trade secrets. Here, in trade secrets, different manufacturers, industrialists or commercial secrets are used in a business and it made a competitive advantage over the market. Last one, that is the integrated circuit and new plant variety, in which first of all deal with the integrated circuit. In integrated circuit, we could say there is a protection in SICLB, that is nothing but the that is semi-integrated circuit layout design 2000. So here the main focus is on integrated chip protection. In terms of new plant variety, there are different 12 plant varieties which are there in the IPR, and it is covered under the Protection of Plant Variety and Farmers' Right Authority 2001. After that, we take a look on the duration for the patent, copyright, trademark and industrial design. For patent, generally it is valid for 20 years. We consent to three different types of patent, like utility, design and plant. For utility and plant patent, the duration is for 17 years. For design patent, it is 3.5 to 7 years. Generally, it is applicable to 20 years after filling the application for patent. For copyright, the copyright is given for 50 years for cinematographic copyright after it is made to the public, and 25 years for photography. For trademark, the duration valid for 7 years. In industrial design, it is 10 years. Now we take a look about the different principles of WTO. The first and the prime most important principle of WTO is discrimination among the nations. It simply reveals that there should not be any discrimination between most favored nation and least favored nation. Certain times least favored country is also called as least developed country. So every country should treat most favored nation and least favored nation should at equal point. Second one is free trade could be possible with the help of mutual understanding among the countries. Third one, fair competition at global level. Definitely at global level competition should be there, but there is a fair one in the competition. Fourth one, encouraging economic reforms so that every time whenever there is a need, we could reform the economic platforms. Next one, predictability. It could be possible to predict different types of trade with the help of full transparency among the nations. At last, I could say one principle about the WTO, which is one of the important one, that is anti-dumping measure. Here we have to reduce the dumping activities. So what is dumping? Dumping is nothing but selling the commodity in foreign country at a price which is unfairly low. Dumping is nothing but selling a commodity in the foreign country at a price which is unfairly low to the local producers. So with the help of dumping, we could say it has distorting effect on the domestic producers. So to avoid that, anti-dumping measures could be followed by the WTO. These types of anti-dumping measures followed by WTO because of the problems of dumping. We see the problem of dumping with nothing but in India, dumping of Chinese toys. So these are different measures of the dumping. At the same time, we have seen here different aspects of GATT, WTO and intellectual property rights. Hope you like the video. Thank you.